think I'm a midfielder that likes to do a bit of everything. I like to get the ball down, pass it, try and create chances for my teammates, but I like defending as well.
Right, you lot, this is going to be another series where, rather than looking at championship targets and people outside West Ham, let's look who we've got in the club already. So I'm going to sit down and look at 3 key under-23 players that we've either heard about, that have done well on loan, and potentially see whether they could fit into a West Ham squad next season. First and foremost, I'm going to start with Conor Coventry. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. The amount of footage on the bloke is very, very limited. It's taken from his performances in the under-21s for Ireland and some performances for the under-23s for West Ham. The key things that I noticed from him were very much he's a defensive midfielder, but not in the way that like a Declan Rice is, where he'll sit deep to collect and intercept. He's a deep lying playmaker. So what that means is he's happy to break up the play, and he's also got a passing ability to take the ball forward and to switch on the counter. He drops in very, very deep. So what you'll see is, particularly for Ireland will split their centre backs apart. He'll drop in deep, collect the ball, recycle it, and play normally quite decisive forward passes. And that's something that I really liked and enjoyed about his play. I thought we see a lot of defensive midfielders now playing sideways, and that's been a criticism of Mark Noble over the years. But Conor Coventry looks to get the ball, looks up, and he's made a number of passes forward in the games that I've seen him play, where he's linking up from defence to attack very, very quickly. And I thought that would be really pivotal if West Ham were going to play next season against a side that we could open up, that we could hit on the counter. He's shown from a variety of different positions, whether he's lying quite deep or whether he's moving up slightly to support the attack, he can find that killer pass. And he's both good at finding that pass across the floor and spraying it. He's also quite good at lofting it over the top. And we know that we've got pace up front with Antonio and Jared Bowen, and I really think that Conor Coventry could be the bloke to set these passes off. I suppose he's kind of looked at in terms of his aggressiveness for his tackling, which I would agree from what I've seen. He looks to get on the front foot. I don't think he's necessarily a strong player or technically very good in terms of tackling, but I think his aggressiveness, his stature, his ability to meet the ball very quickly means that he can stifle any attacks. What I liked about him playing for Lincoln was he was getting forward a lot more. I don't know whether that's their style of play, but he was joining the attack, and he was using his passing ability to good effect. My concern would be his fit for the team. He's going to want to play very, very deep, and we've obviously got Declan Rice and Souček there at the moment. So in terms of him coming into the team, you'd have to move one of them forward, or Noble would have to drop. I think one thing that I've seen, I wouldn't say he's naturally the most athletic player. I think he's clearly technically very sound, and obviously that's why he's been able to move through the ranks of Ireland quite quickly. And he's played in an under-21 team with Adam Iyer, with Adam Connolly that plays for Brighton. So he's clearly got the ability. I just question whether he's going to be the guy to work in that squad. I mean, Moyes wants his midfielders to be very athletic, to be able to support in terms of numbers in the box, and equally to kind of get back, cover their own position, but also cover the fullbacks. But in terms of potential, I really like him. I think it's great for us to have a really technical player with great passing range, and I think he can develop that over the years and potentially become a very useful player for us. I think he's got to go on loan, potentially for another season, sort of cut his teeth in another division. I'd like to actually see him in a team where he doesn't have much possession and he has to rely on his positional sense to support the back four. I think if he can go there and prove that, for me, in a league where it's very physical and very difficult to compete, like the Championship, for example, I think he could make that step up quite easily, and I think he could play alongside a Declan Rice. And I think that's a really good asset for us to have. But obviously, one thing I'd like to get across with this video is to not play into the idea that he's a wonder kid, and we obviously all have our vision of Grady, Dean Garner and Nathan Holland as quick, attacking, pacey wingers, but Coventry is essentially a completely different player. He is talented, he will develop, but for me, I think it's time to send him on loan, help him get some experience out in the Championship, and then I think he can make the step up. I can't wait. I'm buzzing for this series. I think we should have more. I just think we should have more youth team videos. I'd love to see it. We as West Ham fans love, you know, an academy product. Until next time, take care.